MX5 Club by 5 Good Racing even. Red lights go out, and away we go. And it's a good start from both of the front row drivers, the two grey cars, Declan McDonnell and Richard Baxter, then as they stream their way up towards the first corner. Callum Greatrex there in the number 34 car from the second row is going to lead. Well, the encouragement from the family has done wonders there, because they're first and third going into Richie's for the first time. I think it was Declan McDonnell that was in second place. Yes, it was. Richard Baxter's dropped back quite a way. Matthew Short there in fourth place. Baxter is fifth. Is that Ben Short trying to go around the outside into about sixth place? There's a spinner. That's Tom Smith's been spun around. He would have been one of the front runners, and he's been collected. Oh, there's a bit of a contact there from others as well. William Pickard involved. So too the 167 car of Clive Chisnell. Tom Smith's actually going to be able to resume, I think, but a couple of broken cars on the exit of Wilson.
Oh dear. Okay, though, for the leader, 34, Callum Greatrex, and his dad now trying to get past Declan McDonnell too. He couldn't do that. Then you got the Short family behind. Matthew Short ahead of his son Ben, who drives sideways there, and then behind them is Richard Baxter. So Baxter's lost some position from his front row start. So got the family day out at the front of the MX5 Cup here at Snetterton. And are we going to be able to continue at the end of this lap? Because of course we had those two cars off at the Wilson hairpin. McDonnell not allowing the leader to get away. Callum Greatrex, who turns his way through. Murray's then at the end of lap one. The safety car is moving, so we're going to get a safety car out at the end of the lap. The safety car speeds out the pit lane to make sure it beats the Mazdas to the grid.
Yeah, and Marshall's slowing the cars as they come past. And I think most of them have seen the safety car. They've got their hands in the air to let the guys behind know. But I think it's Steve Hewson driving the safety car. And it has indeed got to the leader, which is number 34. Callum Greatrex at the end of that one. Who's that?
Is that a car that's tried to move itself, or is that another one that stopped? Hard to tell.
That's on the way into Wilson.
There's more bits of car on the way to it.
Yeah.
So this reverse grid race generally hasn't gone particularly well, the start of it.
A lot of what happened there wasn't in the people that were reversed.
Indeed.
I mean, Tom Smith's spin sort of, whether he was helped, precipitated all of that.
Looks like his car's not all that well, as it's limping back with the car of William Pickard behind. They're the two cars that have head-butted each other, I think, as Andy McEwen would say.
And some damage on the side of Pickard's car as well, by the looks of it. I don't know if that's from this race or an earlier one.
Because, of course, he got hit then, didn't he?
Oh, there's the 167 car that was also involved, which is Clive Chisnell, the man from Leyland.
Cars aren't that badly damaged, are they? So actually the three cars that we saw crash have all got themselves back again, so they weren't the reason for the safety car. There was another incident further back.
I don't think we can tell, no we can't, who, without doing a bit of cross-checking of lists, who it is that...
It's a long list to check.
Precisely. I wasn't about to start, I'm afraid. We might see when that car's manoeuvred, if it's manoeuvred, we might see with the other car that was involved there.
So this actually, hopefully at least, won't be as long of a safety car period as first was concerned. There could be two cars.
Well, here's Smith and Pickard coming in now, just as Chisnell's about to go out again, I think.
Chisnell may want to get out before the safety car queue. Keep on the lead lap. Looked like his car prepared by Brian Chandler. Good to see Brian back in the 750 Motor Club paddock this weekend.
He's heading out onto circuit now. It's the 121 car. Chris Pearson from Yarm, not far from Croft, is the one that has not got around Wilson, and he, I think, must have been. Oh no, there he was on row 12 of the grid. Just trying to look where he was on our list. So he was on row 12. There's the damage on William Pickard's car, the Huddersfield driver.
So it's not nice, obviously. I don't think it's quite as bad as it could have been with a couple of cars into each other.
Well, Tom Smith can just see out the window. He's getting back out, and he's got out just in front of the safety car. So if he obviously can't speed around because we're under safety car conditions, but what he should try and do is catch up with the Crocodile, and because it's quite a long Crocodile, he might be able to do that.
Where did Oliver Allwood get to? Did he start, and then how far up the order did he get?
I'm not sure he started.
He went home after qualifying.
Yeah, we've got 35 cars that have sort of made it back round. So the only one that's not made it back round, I think, is the 121 car.
Should we not have had 38
Well, there was only 36 on the grid.
Well, then there were reserves at the bottom of that.
Well,
So
there were,
whether they got a couple.
Whether they were still here or not, I'm not quite sure.
Now is Tom Smith's car functioning as it should be?
Looks like it.
It's another of the Ben Short Motorsport Run cars.
Yeah.
Let's have at least 4 here, and all will actually be running in the top 10 this weekend. Ben seemed more concerned, didn't he, in an interview earlier about how his customers were getting on than his race win.
Well, primarily, very often why he's here, isn't it? Is because he's got customer cars to run in. He'll have a run out himself, and he'll usually go pretty well. But I think he's got as much concern for the people that he's running. Ben Hansey as well, another one of his. So, safety car heading down the Bentley Straight, relatively sedate pace, trying to make sure that the incident can be cleared. We don't lose too many racing laps because of this. We are probably getting up to around about 7 minutes gone in this race now, as Tom Smith comes past us. So he will catch the trail of the Crocodile pretty soon now, I think. It's just a question of when the safety car lights are out, so the safety car is going to go in this time, so it'll start to gather speed now, I suspect. Now, how experienced is Callum Greatrex at leading safety car restarts? I suspect not that experienced. We'll see what he can do. He's had a few battle scars there, hasn't he, as well?
Certainly taking them round slowly. Sort of
He's been watching the F1, hasn't he? It's really stacking them up here. The safety cars drivers are making a cup of tea now, I think. But Callum Greatrex is, at some point, going to floor it, isn't he? The question is, when? Not yet. He's got Corm to get through. He's starting to build speed now. He's going, but Declan McDonald's going with him.
Dad not doing so well. He's not quite gone so well with the top 2.
Jason Greatrex been caught napping there. Anyway, they're through. Oh, hang on. We've got cars side by side there for third place. Just about. That's Matthew Short, I think, isn't it? Almost alongside Jason Greatrex. So green flag waves now, and we can go racing once more. So overtaking can happen now. A little bit scrappy, but it's still Callum Greatrex leading then from Declan McDonald in second place. It is Jason Greatrex still third, but now it's Richard Baxter that's come through into fourth position.
Okay, big slide there from Ben Short, and his dad follows him out on the wide line. That's allowed Ben Hansey to look up on the inside, down into the Wilson hairpin. So the top 2 have definitely gone. Yeah, Hansey's got past Matthew Short, and Stuart Simmons is there alongside Short Senior. And then you've got Steve Foden, who's going to try and buy into this on the run down towards Rundle. And a bit of slipstreaming going on there. Now, can Declan McDonald go with Callum Greatrex? And then Jason's doing a good job here at trying to keep everyone at bay, but it's not worked out for him because Ben Short comes around the outside and goes through.
Yeah, you always wonder if Jason decided his role there was to try and protect Callum a little bit, as Richard Baxter using a lot of curb on the exit of Nelson there. Just tucked in behind them as well is the reigning champion Ben Hansey. Look at that wheel to wheel between Baxter and Jason Greatrex there. Hansey right in the wheel tracks of Greatrex too. He might slide through on the inside at Coram Curve, but here comes Callum Greatrex through Coram then up towards Murray's. About to complete lap number 4 of the race in the lead. Only the second racing lap though, because we've had a couple under the safety car. It's Declan McDonald second, but with that change for third now, it's going to be, I think Callum will feel some pressure before the end of the race, let's put it that way.
Yeah, Ben Short's catching rapidly, isn't he? Ben Hansey leading the next group of cars through. Here comes Ben Short looking up the inside of Declan McDonald. You always wonder if Ben Short's been driving at full potential in the earlier 2 races, don't you? Because suddenly the cars come alive in this race. He did set a lap record earlier, so he was driving pretty quickly, but now he is pushing on in full Ben Short fashion. He's got to get past Declan McDonald, and then there's a gap to the leader. Stuart Simmons here goes side by side with Greatrex Senior.
Yeah, so up into fourth place he goes. Oh, and there's contact there on the exit of Chapman. They both go off onto the grass, I'm afraid. Do they keep it out of the barriers? Yes, they do, both of them, thankfully. And will rejoin, but a long way down the order. But that's a strange one, really, on the exit of that, as you've been talking about it all weekend, quite awkward corner there. Green flag's waving in the background, but I think everyone has got back on, apart from Jason Greatrex, who's now reversing alongside the barrier, presumably going to try and park in a place of safety. There's Ben Hansey and Richard Baxter, so it's Baxter now putting pressure on Hansey. Hansey a bit scrappy out of Nelson there, heading towards the bomb hole. I think we'll feel a bit more pressure. There's the 67 car of David Abbott. Interesting to see what's going on up at the front, though. Here they are. Callum Greatrex leading from Ben Short now. So Ben Short has made it through to second place. And then third place, Declan McDonald. So making their way out of Murray's. Can Callum Greatrex hold on? He's going to have to do so for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, third of the race to go. Pressure on for the leader across the line. Big run from Ben Short. He might be able to do this immediately. There's battles behind, but let's have a look at the leaders down towards Richie. So Ben Short's up the inside. And he goes through. Okay, that didn't last as long as we hoped.
That's a shame, but let's see if Callum can fight back. He's certainly got enough support. And Ben Short with his arm out of the cockpit there.
Yellow flags, warning. Right. Ben's very good, isn't he, at warning people about yellow flags. You see this a lot of time. Very good spatial awareness from Ben Short in a racing environment.
That's probably because of the Jason Greatrex car off around the corner, isn't it? That we've got that. It'll be covered by a double wave jelly. So that's the 92 car. That's Jordan Johnson just behind his dad, actually, Adrian Johnson, as they come out of the corner.
Definitely family day out, isn't it?
It is. Fantastic stuff. So Ben Short leads, Callum Greatrex second, third is Declan McDonald, gap back then side by side for fourth position. Richard Baxter and Ben Hansey are still at it really. Then it's Steve Foden in sixth place in the number 77 car, and it's Hansey that's got back through. Stuart Simmons is into the pits after that tangle with Jason Greatrex.
Ali Bray's team having a look what's wrong with that. Meanwhile, this battle continues. Hansey and Baxter and Foden. So Steve Foden, who's pace in previous races would suggest that he could be able to challenge those two ahead of him as they make their way through Coram Curve. Richard Baxter a slightly tighter line to Hansey, but they stay in that same order. Hansey just clips the inside of the curb there, and has that lost in momentum out the corner? It may well have done, because Baxter trying to get alongside. Which way will Foden go behind him? Here they come, the three across the line. As one, pretty much, to the inside of Hansey and Foden. So it's the outside of Baxter. He got the better run out of Murray's. And can he make this work? Round the outside of Ben Hansey. We know there's yellows, or there was on the previous lap at the next corner. They're all pretty much still together here. So they've got to figure out where they are. And the yellows are in, so they don't have to worry about that. So they continue to race side by side. And they're all going to stay in the same order after all that. Good racing, though, for the first few corners.
So we are on lap number 7 of this race, working, I think, now the 13th minute of it. There's Ben Short leading. He's pulled away quite considerably from Callum Greatrex, and now Callum has got to try and keep second place here. He's got the very experienced Declan McDonald behind him. And a good fight between these two in terms of lap times. McDonald has lapped a bit faster by about 1/10 of a second of those two. Then here's the next group of 3 cars. Foden now ahead of Baxter then, but behind Ben Hansey. So this is 4th, 5th and 6th positions behind him. In 7th is 154 Marcus Bailey, 8th number 9 Ian Tomlinson, 9th 72 Nathan Short, and David Abbott number 67 rounds out the top 10 just ahead of Dan Blake.
One tyre squealing their way to the end of the lap. Here's Ben Hansey trying to hang on to this 4th place position over Steve Foden and Richard Baxter. Out of Murray's, they accelerate then to start no, it won't quite be their penultimate lap, will they? They'll be able to squeeze 2 more in at the end of this. And across the line they come. Foden is the one under pressure this time from Richard Baxter, who looks to the outside. He tried this on Hansey last time, which didn't work. And it's not going to work again, is he? So we're going to jink out there because he had the other car of Foden on the inside of him. So they stay in that same order, down towards the hairpin. Foden to the outside of Hansey this time. And again, I think they're going to stay in that same order as they turn out of this sequence of corners. Up front, Ben Short getting away. 3.5 seconds clear. New fastest lap, 1 minute 30.46.
Yeah, so not quite as quick as he was in the earlier race as yet.
However, 1.5 seconds quicker than anybody else has done during the course of the race.
Well, he's now the only one that's not embroiled in a battle, really, isn't he? Because second and third, Callum Greatrex and Declan McDonald very much are, and this group here, 4th, 5th and 6th, headed by Ben Hansey are. And then the next group, that's a battle as well. Marcus Bailey being passed by Ian Tomlinson there for 7th place. Brundle, can he hold it on around the outside through Nelson? Over the curbs he goes. Yes, he can. Or can he? So they go to the bomb hole. It's the 154 car trying to fight back. But I think Tomlinson's got that one done. So he goes up to 7th position with 1 more lap to go at the end of the one they're on.
More good racing in the MX5s. Good side-by-side action. So Tomlinson through. He's been working his way up the order during the course of the day after problems in the race yesterday. 5 seconds is Ben Short's lead up front, by the way, over Callum Greatrex. Another best lap from Short, 1:34.2 now. Now where has McDonald gone? He's dropped to 6th, so issue there on that last lap from Declan McDonald. He's dropped into that fall behind the battle that was quite a way behind him. So Hansey is now 3rd, Foden 4th, and back to 5th.
Yeah,
Here they are.
Moments off camera. So there is Hansey, there is 77 car, there is Declan McDonald, who I wonder if the handling on that car's a problem because he was deep into Wilson that time for certain. There's the 27 car, which is Dan Blake. Good to see him. He's having a battle with Jordan Johnson, who's escaped from the clutches of his father now.
Remember, Jordan Johnson started the race this morning from the back of the grid, so during the course of the day he's working his way up and trying to get into the top 10.
He's made some good progress, hasn't he? Can he get up into the top 10 at the expense of Blake, though? They will almost go side by side, picking Brother and Nelson, but also getting alongside, you've got Matthew Short and Marcus Bailey here, and Short goes through up into 8th place, so Bailey having lost a couple of positions then in the last couple of corners. And look, Jordan Johnson has gone through up into the top 10 now, ahead of Dan Blake.
Good driving in the course of the day then from Johnson, but the checker flag being prepared, and it's going to be 3 out of 3 for Ben Short. And from 10th on the grid, it didn't slow him up too much, did it? And actually, this might be the biggest winning margin he's had of the weekend. In the end, a big old gap over Callum Greatrex, and then the battle for 3rd position should be Ben Hansey, I think. Just about able to hang off Steve Foden.
Yeah, he was. Steve Foden 4th, which is back to 5th. Declan McDonald 6th. Ian Tomlinson 7th. Rest of the field flying their way through. Yeah, Jordan Johnson, I can see, hung on to the last place in the top 10 from Dan Blake, but still cars coming through. Relatively tightly packed, of course, after that safety car period. Sort of meant we only got about 5 racing laps, I think, after the safety car went in. But nevertheless, it was enough for Ben Short to come through and take victory by 7 seconds in the end from Callum Greatrex. Still cars coming through. Tom Smith actually brought his car home 14th in the end, so that's a good turnaround, having had that pit visit.
Yeah, because it looked like he was going to be out of the race, really, didn't it?
Well, it did, but he benefited from the safety car, managed to stay on the right lap, didn't he? And as a result of that, was able to sort of climb his way most of the way back through the field.
Yeah, he's only about a second off a Short's best lap as well, so that car obviously running pretty much as he would like.
Yeah, Alex Rivette finishing 15th. I know he's got some supporters watching. Nick Favreau 31st. Let's have a quick rundown of the results of that race then. And it was a win for number 71, Ben Short, from number 34, Callum Greatrex, in 2nd place. In 3rd, it was number 1, Ben Hansey. 4th, number 77, Steve Foden. In 5th place, number 8, Richard Baxter. 6th, number 4, Declan McDonald. 7th, number 9, Ian Tomlinson. 8th was 72, Matthew Short. 9th, 154, Marcus Bailey. And 10th, number 92, Jordan Johnson. Then it was Dan Blake, Dave Abbott, Adrian Johnson, Tom Smith, Alex Rivette, Stephen Craggs, Thomas Holland, Stephen Robinson, Jake Dormer, and Sam Moody, completing the top 20. That's all the MX5 Cup racing for this weekend, but they'll be back out before too much longer. They're at Silverstone in August, Castle Combe in September, Mallory Park in October, and then they round out the series season at Donington Park at the end of November. So
good tracks for racing for these cars in that group of circuits, isn't it? All real slipstreaming tracks.
Yeah, no, we should have some excellent racing from the 5 Club Racing MX5 Cup this year. But will it be Ben Short that dominates it? I wonder. He's down in the pit lane now, and he's about to talk once again to Anthony Jordan.
Ben Short, again, huge congratulations. Another win there, 3 for 3 today. It's turning out to be a great start to the season.
Yeah, it is actually, yeah. That was really good. That was a really good race. I do love the reverse grid. It mixes it up a little bit. I got to go side by side with my dad on track, so that was pretty cool. And yeah, I think we had a third from Mr. Hansey as well, so a brilliant team result for BS Motorsport, and it was good to see Callum Greatrex up at the front as well.
Yeah, excellent stuff. It was an interesting start, of course. The safety car came out very early on. Did that play into a strategy at all, or were you expecting one, or was it a surprise?
Yeah, no strategy really. I I was a little bit concerned for two reasons. First, that everyone, of course, was okay from the accident, and second of all, that there might not be enough laps left to get the job done and get up to the front. But yeah, it looks like everyone's okay. There's a couple of stranded cars out there, but there's some people walking around, so I think everyone's okay, and there was enough laps for us all to have a good race.
Yeah, it was an excellent race till the end there. We also noticed your lovely little showing sideways move on the start-finish line just before the checkered flag there. Had someone come up to me. He likes to show off.
Yeah, don't tell anybody that, because sometimes they don't like it in the clerk's office. But it's all about just practicing car control, really. So yeah, sometimes a little bit of a slide. Brian Chandler, who won this championship a couple of years ago, he was the king of that.
Excellent stuff. Well, again, congratulations on your 3 wins.
Thank you very much. Cheers.